want? Divestment! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Divestment! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Divestment! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Divestment! Today is crucial. The members of the CAMSR, the Committee to Advise on Matters of Social Responsibility, are meeting right now in the James Administration Building right there. CAMSR is a subcommittee of the Board of Governors mandated to review the issue of divestment. The McGill Senate has already endorsed divestment. On December 5th, CAMSR will present their recommendations to the Board of Governors for approval. Today, they are finalizing their recommendations, which is why we are here.
If there were a moment that McGill should divest, it would be now, considering the growing concern over the climate crisis and the growing climate movement, considering that 500,000 people marched in Montreal in support of climate action. I think that those are things that I hope would affect the board's decision.
We, the students of McGill, have 5 demands for our university. 1. We call on McGill to divest its endowment from the top 200 fossil fuel companies. 2. We demand that McGill issue a public statement recognizing that fossil fuels and fossil fuel companies do cause grave social injury. 3. We ask that the Board of Governors discussion on divestment on December 5th be held in open session, allowing students and student media to attend. 4. Again, McGill's decision-making process cannot occur behind closed doors. We demand that CAMSR and the Board of Governors publicly present their preliminary findings and arguments at a community town hall, with question period for the community. And 5. During the transition period toward full divestment, we ask that by default, all donations go to the Trial Fossil Free Fund.
People gonna rise like the water, gonna calm this crisis down. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter saying climate justice now.
And we know also that climate change is impacting humans differently, unequally. We know that climate change is exacerbating existing social inequalities and injustice, that people already marginalized by systemic racism, sexism, poverty, and colonialism are bearing the worst of the impacts, first and hardest. Climate change does threaten all of us, yes, but people, Indigenous people, people of color, poor people, and people in the global south are bearing the brunt. McGill, by continuing to invest in fossil fuels, you're continuing to increase racial, class, and gender inequality, and that is not okay.
So this semester, we're really mobilizing in every single way that we can. Actions where we need bodies. We've been doing a lot of more sort of behind-the-scenes things with writing up pledges to withhold donations and sending our demands to CAMSR and doing research and sending them our findings.
McGill, now's the time to say we will divest, cause fossil fuels are the great big mess.
I hope you'll agree that at one point, withholding your donations is necessary. That for people who will put money before the world, at one point the only thing you can say is, divest, you pigs, or we'll empty your pockets for you.
But I'm trying to stay optimistic. I do really feel like the movement has gotten so much bigger, and so many other prestigious universities and towns, cities, countries have committed to divesting since the last time they were voting on it. So the movement feels strong enough that we're staying really positive about it.
This past semester, we've seen divestments from the University of California System, Concordia, Smith College, and University College London, just this semester. Institutions outside of education are divesting as well. Wealth funds, pension funds, cities, and even entire countries are divesting from fossil fuels. In total, the fossil fuel industry is $8 trillion poorer thanks to the success of over 1,000 divestment campaigns. $8 trillion poorer.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, fossil fuels have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, fossil fuels have got to go.
So I've been kind of in a shock since Friday because
After more than 6 years of student pressure, research, and negotiation, Concordia announced that it's divesting its almost $250 million endowment fund entirely from oil and gas by the year 2025. People in positions of power have an amazing ability to distance themselves from what's happening, to diffuse blame so that they can't be singled out or held responsible. But you are the opposite. You are putting yourself in the middle because you know what matters. And I'm here to tell you from just down the street that it works. Student activism works.
Democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like.
It's hard to see how we're making progress when they just simply won't acknowledge that fossil fuels do cause harm. But I think that, like, we've seen growing support for divestment. We've seen that student groups and faculty groups and the McGill Senate have all stepped up to support divestment. And so I think that those are pretty big strides that we should be pretty proud of.